Are you planning on studying in the UK in 2025 but feeling lost about the visa process? Don't worry, I've got you covered. In this video, I'll walk you through everything you need to know about applying for a UK student visa step by step, from the eligibility criteria to required documents, application fees, and top tips for a successful application. So stay tuned all the way till the end, where I'll share some insider tips on how to make your process smooth and stress-free. If you're new, I'm Ashika and I talk about moving across the world to work or study, and with that, let's dive in. So if you're planning on studying in the UK, you're heading in the right direction. In 2024 alone, 407,000 international students enrolled for studies in the UK. And that's primarily because the UK boasts of some of the best educational institutions across the world. But like with most leading educational hubs, if you're what's classified as an international student or a student who's a citizen of another country apart from the UK, you will require a visa to study in the UK for the duration of your course. Now, typically the process of studying in the UK as an international student looks like this. You first decide on your course and a university. After that, you register and apply to the UCAS. Next, you have your offer accepted. And if everything is good, you'll have to arrange for funding at this point. After that, apply for your visa and then get ready to move to the UK. Now, one thing you should remember is that when you move to the UK, student housing is highly coveted. So remember to book your student accommodation as soon as you can. Amber is your best bet. They offer student housing across the UK and at all different price points. The best part, Amber has some exciting offers for you for this month. Are you ready? They're offering £50 cashback on all bookings made until March 2025. They're offering an entire month of free rent for one lucky winner. Now, all you need to do is click on the link in the description below, book your accommodation, and claim your £50 cashback after you move in. The deadline to book is the 31st of March and the winner will be announced by the 20th of April, and that's it. Claim your £50 cashback, sit back and wait for an email from Amber. Now, deciding where to study depends entirely on you, but when it comes to applying through the UCAS that we just spoke about, there's an entire process you'll need to follow. In April, the UCAS search tools display all the entry courses for the following year. In May, the undergrad applications for the following year begin. You have up till September to complete and submit your applications. If you're looking at Oxford or Cambridge to study, or if you're planning on studying medicine, dentistry, or veterinary medicine, the deadline to apply is mid-October. For everyone else, the deadline for undergrad applications is mid-Jan. And at the end of Feb, if you have the option, you may be able to apply for extra applications. Around mid-May, you'll receive decisions from the universities that had a deadline for Jan. At the end of June, all the applications that have been received will be sent to universities and colleges. In July, you'll have the deadline to apply for any extras. And shortly after that, the clearing will open. The clearing is how universities and colleges fill places that they still have courses. Over 30,000 courses, in fact. Now, the overall larger requirements to study in the UK would include being offered a place on a course by a licensed student sponsor who would issue you a CAS or a confirmation of acceptance for studies. You would also need to have enough money to support yourself and pay for your course. And the amount will depend on your circumstances. We'll get to that. You should also be able to speak, read, write, and understand English. And you would need consent from your parents if you're 16 or 17, and you need to supply evidence of that. Now, let's break down all of these points one by one. To be offered a course by a licensed sponsor, you need to have an unconditional offer of place on a course. To prove this, your university will send you a reference number called the CAS or Confirmation of Acceptance for Studies once they've offered you a place on the course. You need a CAS before you can apply for your visa. Now remember, not all courses allow you to apply for a visa to study in the UK. It needs to be one of these following courses. And keep in mind, a level 6 is a bachelor's degree qualification, and you can check all the levels here. You can do a full-time course leading to a qualification that's below a degree level with at least 15 hours a week of organized daytime study, or a full-time course leading to a qualification that's a degree level or above, or a full-time course at a degree level or above that's equivalent to a UK higher education course and is being delivered as a part of a longer course overseas. Or it could be a part-time course leading to a qualification that's above a degree level. It could be a recognized foundation program for postgraduate doctors or dentists, or an English language course at a level B2 or above in the Common European Framework of Reference for Languages. Now, when it comes to money that you will need to have, you must have enough money to pay for your course and support yourself in the UK. You need enough money to pay for your course for one academic year, that's up to 9 months. And you'll need to show that you have enough money to support yourself when you're here. How much you'll need will depend on where you're going to be studying. So you'll need either £1,483 per month for 9 months for courses in London, or $1,136 per month for courses outside London. Apart from this, you'll also have to pay visa fees. It costs $490 to apply for a visa outside the UK, and $490 to extend or switch for a student visa from inside the UK. You must pay the visa fee for each person that joins you. So if you have dependents joining you, you would need to pay for each of them as well. You'd also have to pay the IHS fees, or the Immigration Health Surcharge fees, which allows you to access healthcare in the UK. It's approximately £776 per year per person applying for this visa. So if you have dependents, they need to pay this as well. And apart from this, you will also need to prove that you can speak, read, write English by passing a secure English language test, or SELT. But if you have a degree-level academic qualification that was taught in English, if you studied abroad, then you can apply through ECCTIS for a confirmation that your qualification is equivalent to a UK bachelor's degree, master's, or a PhD. Now, coming to the documents required to apply, for starters, you can apply for your student visa directly from here. That's the gov.uk website, and that's what we're checking now. It's the official government website for the UK. And in order to apply, you'll need a current passport, a CAS that we just discussed from your course provider, proof that you have the money to support yourself and pay for your course, and if required, an ATAS certificate, a TB certificate, and consent from your sponsor if you've received sponsorship for your course fees and living costs in the last 12 months. Also, proof of parental or other legal guardian consent if you're under 18, and proof of your relationship to your parent or guardian, again if you're under 18. Now, a huge change from a couple of years ago is that many courses don't allow visas for dependents to be taken along. So you can't take along your wife, your partner, or your children unless a government-sponsored student starting a course that lasts longer than 6 months, a full-time student on a postgraduate level course that's lasting longer than 9 months, and if your postgraduate level course starts on or after 1st January 2024, and it needs to be either a PhD or a doctorate level, or a research-based higher degree. And if your course does allow for your family, you'll have to pay separately for their visa, and also they'll have to have the right amount that we discussed for supporting themselves. How much money they need depends on where you'll be studying. They must have either £845 a month for courses in London, and this is for 9 months, or £680 per month for 9 months again for courses outside London. So it depends on where your course is. Now, remember, once you're in the UK, you are allowed to work as a student, but there are lots of restrictions on what you can and can't do, and that will be mentioned in the letter that you get about your visa. So please remember to read that because it's really important. But if you can, I do encourage you to work here, get some experience, because it's going to help you A, earn some money, and B, get some real life experience before you hit the job market. And that's it. I hope it was helpful. Let me know in the comments section below if you have any questions, and thanks for watching.